Our government will proceed seeking with utmost cooperation with the legal institutions of the Eurozone and the International Monetary Fund, but with the Tripartite Committee, the Troika, which aims at implementing a program whose logic we consider anti-European. With this committee, which according to the European Parliament is poorly structured, we do not aim to work with.
Well, Dean Baker, you've written that Greece needs an exit option. Could you explain?
Yeah, just very briefly, Greece has been in this situation where it's had austerity been imposed on it over the last 5 years, and its economy has suffered horrendously. The drop in it, the size of its economy from its peak to where it is today is about 23%. By comparison, at the trough in the Great Depression, we were down 26%, and we bounced back 10 percentage points the next year. And 7 years out from the downturn, we were above where we were in 1929. Greece is still 23% below where it was in 2007. Its unemployment rate's about 25%, youth unemployment over 50%, massive cutbacks in government services. It really has been hell for the Greek people. And Germany is really behind this to the largest extent, saying, no, 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 you have to stay with the program. The Greek government, I think they're being very smart. They're trying to say, okay, we got to move away from this. You have to give us room to grow. And they're trying to press the case with, obviously, Germany being the main party on the other side at the end of it. I mean, it's behind the European Union, European Commission, but really it's Germany. And they're hoping to get allies among Spain, Italy, France. They're trying to push that line. What I was arguing is that they also have to be prepared, and I understand they may not want to say this, they have to be prepared to say, we're going to leave the euro. Now, there's no doubt if they were to leave the euro, there would be massive disruption. There would be a period of financial panic. The good side in this story is that the European Union has already wreaked so much havoc on Greece's economy, it doesn't have far to go down. And I think that if they actually go that route, they would likely rebound fairly quickly, a model here being Argentina. In 2001, they broke with their link to the dollar, defaulted on their debt December 2001. By the fall of 2002, they were growing rapidly, and by 2003, they made up all the lost ground and then some. I don't know if Greece would rebound quite that quickly, but that was a very impressive performance, and I think it's important to hold that out because that's something that would scare Germany, not so much because they care about Greece, but if Greece were to do that and rebound, there'll be tremendous pressure on Spain, probably Italy, other countries to also leave the euro, and Germany's going to be sitting there with a rump eurozone at the end of the day. So I think it's important that there be pressure on Germany that they understand this is not working. It's not working for Greece. It's not working for Spain. It's not working for Europe. They have to move away from these policies.
In 30 seconds, you were quoted in a piece about Croatia, which has canceled the debts of its poorest residents. Can you explain and what we can learn from this?
I don't know a great deal about that. I was, called by a reporter, and I just said, you do have to worry. They proposed, I shouldn't say proposed, they institute a cancellation of the debt to its poorest residents. And in principle, that sounds good. But the point I was making is, well, you have to see how that's being done, because what that might mean, if people expect it again, no one is going to lend them money. And at the end of the day, that probably is not a good policy. Now, I don't know the details on it. They may have a way around that. But if we just say cancel debt for poor people, well, they're never going to be able to borrow again.
Well,
you've helped them today, not tomorrow.
Debts are absorbed by creditors, including local banks, major telecommunications providers, city governments. The move comes as more than 300,000 Croatian citizens saw their bank accounts blocked last summer due to debt.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, that's going to help them today, but these people are probably going to want to borrow in the future. And if there's concern on the part of creditors that the government will do this again, then they're not going to lend them money. I mean, again, I don't know the specifics. I was arguing for some sort of debt moratorium in the context of the collapse of the housing bubble, because that's a pretty unique event. We don't anticipate we'll have another collapse of a housing bubble, at least not anytime soon. And maybe there was a similar justification in Croatia, but if it's just we have a lot of people in debt, let's cancel their debt, you may, at the end of the day, not be ending up doing the low-income people a favor.